Hello everyone, welcome back. In the last video, we built an AI agent. Today, we are creating your first workflow. While agents are autonomous decision makers, workflows are structured, step-by-step automations. They are perfect for processes that need to happen in a specific order and are deterministic. Let's build one together. So to start, we can head to the Workflows tab on the left sidebar and click on it. And from here, we can create a new workflow with this button on the top right-hand corner. You can then click from scratch and then choose workflow. And from here, we can just give it a name and a description. So for this demonstration, we'll do a simple workflow, which is basically to generate some content and then input it into Google Docs. So I'll just call it a content creator maybe. And then from here, I'll just create the workflow. And here, as you can see, we are taken to the workflow builder page. So it is made up of a few tabs, but first we'll focus on the build tab, as in how do we build the workflow. So I'll introduce the nodes to you one by one. So the first node is the trigger node. So the trigger node is basically if you want to automate the running of this workflow through a schedule, such as a time or webhook, which you can insert into an external website, and it will trigger once there is some progress on that website. But for the sake of this demonstration, we'll manually trigger it. So from here, the next node is a user input node. So this is where the user yourself can enter some text for this workflow to process as well as to generate other content. We'll come back to this later. And then after this, there are other nodes which we can utilize to generate different kinds of content. So in the case of this, we will be generating some text as well as image to input into our Google Docs. So we'll start with the default generate text node. From here, we can, as you can see, we can input a prompt. And this prompt is basically taken from the user input. So the user input is called text, as you can see. And the prompt is basically taken from the user input as a variable. So how we can insert this variable is to basically just hit the hashtag button or hex, and basically this drop down menu comes up and you can select. And then from here, you can select the model to process our text as well as the temperature of the model. Next, I'll show you our new generate image tab node. So from here, you can just search for generate image, and you can select the one which is powered by AgenticFlow. This is included for free in your AgenticFlow subscription. So I'll just click add. And then from here, you can leave everything as default. And for the prompt, similarly, you can just take what is input by the user, or alternatively, what you can do is take what is generated by the text node, which came before this. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'll just create an image based on the text input by the user. And then from here, we have other options such as aspect ratio, which I will set to 1:1, as well as negative prompts. Like for example, I'll just put NSFW so that it generates appropriate images. And then from here, we can actually explore another new node, which is basically the MCP connection. So what an MCP connection is, we will go through in a later video. But basically, in short, what it does is it allows AgenticFlow to connect to an external system, and you can do some actions as well as activities on this external system. In this case, what I'm going to ask it to do is to basically take our generated text as well as image and then put it onto a Google Docs, which I have prepared here. As you can see, it's a blank Google Doc. So I'll just hit on the run MCP action node to add it in, and I'll configure the node from here. So before this demonstration, I actually prepared the connection already. So I'll just show you how it works in this one. So we'll select a connection, and this is the one I prepared. And then from here, we can select many options for Google Docs. So we want to insert an image as well as text, right? So I'll just select the insert image first. And then from here, I'll just tell it to insert. And then to add the variable, which I mentioned previously just now, you just hit the hex or hashtag and then click on the generate image, which is basically the image generated by this node. Okay. From here, hit save. And then we have to run another MCP action to attach the text to this document, this particular document. So I'll click on this node, select the exact same connection, and then from here, instead, I will select insert text, and then I'll just hit insert, then hex is the generate text content, which is basically from this node. So hit that, click save, and our simple workflow is done, which basically, based on the user's input, it generates text, generates an image, and then inserts both of those into a Google Doc, which I have prepared here, currently is blank. So I will run it to show you that it works well. Okay, so I'll just ask it to generate some content about the current RAM shortage, maybe. Current RAM shortage. Okay, so I'll hit run, and then we can see what the AI generates. And after it finishes generating, we can see it being populated in our document. So right now, our document is still empty, but okay, it has generated the text as well as the image. And then right now, it is running the MCP action to populate the document. And we can head over the document to see. So it has generated the image. And as you can see, the image is here. Now we're just waiting for the text. So just give it a moment. And there you have it. The text has been populated into the document, and as you can see, it is over here together with the image. Okay, so this is what we have. So today we have created a simple workflow, and besides these nodes to generate image, text, as well as to connect to external systems, there are many other nodes which we can utilize to make more value out of this workflow, including things like transcribing audio, creating agent tasks, asking Claude, and many other things. Among those, we can also add our workflow to an agent for the agent to utilize this workflow. Let me show you how this works. So we head over to our Agents tab. And this is the agent we created in our previous video about creating AI agents. So I'll just hit Edit. And then from here, we can actually just add our previous workflow to this agent. So content creator, I'll edit, add. And from here, the workflow is added. I'll hit save. And then I'll use a new chat to basically ask this agent to utilize the workflow. So I'll just ask it to use the content creator workflow to post about the tech industry. Hit enter. And here, you can see it running the particular workflow with the input. And we'll just give it a moment, and what it should do is it should populate this document with something about the tech industry on top of this RAM shortage thing. So we'll just give it a moment for it to run. So as you can see, the workflow run is successful. The agent managed to call and run the workflow, and it should have posted onto our document. So here you can see it has posted about it has populated the document with info on the tech industry, as well as generated another image. Yep. So before we end this video, I'll show you some other parts of the workflow builder which are important. So I'll head over to the sidebar and go back to the workflow we created just now. So over here. So previously we talked about the build tab, right? And we used a single run to run our workflow. So there are, of course, other features of this workflow builder, which include bulk run, where you can actually input a CSV file, an Excel file, or basically a table for the workflow to run multiple entries one at a time. So this can automate tasks and make things more efficient without having to click and input multiple times. Other than that, we can also check the run history of the workflow. So as you can see, we have different times, different content which are run. Some run by myself, and then some run by the agent we created just now, such as this one. And you can click into detail to see exactly what was generated and what was done. Okay, so on top of that, the last one is the settings. So this is where you can edit the title, description, as well as thumbnail of the workflow. And from here, you can actually share it with others by copying and pasting the link, as well as exporting the workflow to download locally as a JSON, as some form of backup, or to even share it with other people. So that's all for building workflows. Thank you, everyone. I hope you learned something today. Bye-bye.